All right, guys, let's talk marathons. We're today's July 31st, halfway through July 31st. So you got 17 days. Okay, 17 and maybe a half, right? If you're aiming for the Edmonton Service or Service Edmonton Marathon, get that right. Yeah, August 17th, 17 days. I think Prince has got a song called 17 Days. Yay. Anyhow, so I figured I'd do this. I haven't done a Zoom for a while and I'm bored. It's hot. So we'll talk about the heat in a minute. But I keep watching other people's YouTube videos and podcasts, and I do the blog thing. I've got my own blog, and everybody else seems to be an expert. And I always say, like, I'm sure some have done the same courses I've taken, and they're experts on stuff. But a lot of times it's just experts on ourselves, right? It's based on us. You've all done that, like the gone with the personal trainer who can't understand why you can't run a 3:30 marathon, right? It's so I figure I'm the guy that's sort of like mid pack, not even mid pack anymore. I'm sort of more at the back going, hey, I'm not part in Brittany runs a marathon where she says, see you guys. Anyhow, let's talk a bit about this. Um, Marathon. It's this is the time where you're sort of getting ready for, I think your last long run is on Sunday, 32K, right? So it gets real. Then you start tapering. So what should you be doing now? What should you be doing now, waiting for that marathon day to happen? Of course, training, keep training. Don't change anything. If you've been doing this for like 18 weeks, almost 18 weeks, not quite 18 weeks, you still have about okay, 15 weeks. Don't change anything. Stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. Don't change anything. Those plans have been made for you. Um, do them as needed. Okay, why is this not doing this? Let's do this. There. Yeah, you want the plan. You want stick to it. It's worked so far. Everything's been fine, right? You've figured out, oh, something's not going well. Some things are, maybe not perfect, but you've got an idea. You know what you have to do, like for the race day, right? You've been running and following the training plan, whether you're doing the full, the half, the 10K, 5K. You know what hydration is going to work for you best, what nutrition has worked, what has worked up until now, right? You're going to hear stuff about carbo loading and making sure you drink lots of this stuff. Um, don't overthink that. You've done this for, like I say, 15 weeks. You should already have an idea what you need. Don't do anything different. Before your 32K run on Sunday, make a note of what you've done all this week and what you're going to do the night before, 2 nights before. What's your sleep going to be like? What have you eaten? Have you had your carbs and have you had a full meal? You know the meal plan, right? Um, as long as you got that, why change it? Don't change anything the week before the race. I remember doing races, marathons where you're walking around like say Victoria or whatever, and you can tell who's doing a marathon because we're all carrying these things with us, tons of water with us, and drinking constantly and peeing all the time and looking for washrooms and restrooms and porta potties and places like restaurants and stores that have washrooms that we know. And we're trying to, we're probably not going to sleep the night before the race because we're peeing every 5 minutes. So don't overdo that. One friend of mine, a coaching friend, told me, yeah, we think we need too much hydration. Yes, on a hot day like this, you do need it, but specifically and not overdo it. My first couple marathons, first three marathons, I remember running with I had the old water bottle in the back. Um, these things, these things, and I can remember hearing water sloshing my bottle and also in my stomach, and I couldn't tell which was which, but it meant I was running to a porta potty every so often to just get rid of some of that excess liquid. So don't overdo that. You just thing is too when you're running. We'll talk about hydration on the course, but when you're running the course and you're grabbing water from the water stations, check how much water is in the container that you're drinking. I think for mine, I used like coffee cups from Second Cup, and some of my volunteers were filling them right to the top. You don't need that much water. Just a sip is good enough, and then just get rid of the rest. Pinch the top, whatever, if it's cardboard or whatever you can, just take a sip. Done. Don't think you have to drink the entire glass, but depend what it is, and we'll talk about hydration a bit. But let's talk to actually maybe I'll talk about that later on. or another Zoom. Let's talk about getting ready for marathon weekend because you should be doing that now. You should have everything in place. One of the biggest things I always find and have always found is getting to the start, getting to the starting line. I don't like driving to the starting line. That's something that finally clicked in my head. The reason I like Victoria, if you stay downtown, guess where the marathon starts? Pretty much downtown. You can walk from pretty much any hotel in Victoria and you're there. Vancouver, SkyTrain, right? You walk a little bit after SkyTrain, but there's SkyTrain stations all over the place. Edmonton is you pretty there is LRT. You can do I don't know if LRT is early enough. You can check that out. You can do, I guess, taxis or do Uber, but I think the best bet is to find a friend that's going to drive you to the starting line. You don't want that morning, you don't want to be looking for parking. You don't want to be worrying about carrying your keys during the run. You don't want to be carrying what you're going to do with the excess clothing you've got. You want a partner, somebody to be with you. So I'd say if you first choice would be support. Find that person that really loves you and will drive you and find a parkade. We'll talk about finding a parkade in downtown Edmonton. Actually, I'm going to say that right now. My favorite place is Canada Place Parkade Underground. If you get there early enough, you can get in. You still have to pay for it. I don't think there's free parking downtown Edmonton anymore, so you have to pay anyway. But park there. Have somebody else worry about the parking, the paying for the parking, and carrying your keys for you. Because you don't want to have to worry about that. I sort of go a little more extreme. If you live in Edmonton, yes, you can drive. If you live in the suburbs, you can drive. If you're flying in from somewhere to do so, of course, you're going to have to get driven or find a way to get to the starting line. Stay downtown Edmonton. So I figured that out. Shaw Conference Center. I don't know if it's still called the Shaw Conference Center, but right next door is the Ramada Hotel. Yes, you have to pay for it, but you wake up in the morning, you walk across the parking lot, you're at the starting line. Can't beat that. Some reason there's reasons to spend money. And ever since I did that first time for actually just working at an event at the Shaw. And yes, it cost me a few bucks, but working paid for it. And while everybody else is panicking, trying to find places to park and stuff, I had it made. So, I mean, and I didn't have to worry about porta potties because that's what's the first thing you do when you go to a race. Everybody's lining up for porta potties. They go through the porta potty line, go back, line up, and go again. I'm in my hotel room. I can do that. I can watch out the window and I can leave my room about 15 minutes before the start of the race, find my spot and go. That's it. So that's my plan. But have that plan set now. Make sure you know what you're doing that morning and then forget about it. You don't have to think about it the night before. Oh my God, what am I going to do? Getting ready for that. I don't know what that beeping is, but whatever. Figure out your clothing. You probably have that. Again, you've been running, so you know what's going to work. Don't try anything new. Shoes, make sure the shoes are working. I just found out yesterday I did a 5K in this heat and my shoes did not work. Yeah, my feet felt like they're on fire. So just saying. We'll talk about the heat in a minute. But yeah, have that figured out and you've got it. Are you going to carry water with you? Again, this is where I'm going to say, again, I'm going to say to start with, go to the marathon webpage and search that thing. Look through all the FAQs, the facts. Look at the course, figure out the map, figure out where the water stations are, hydration, water, nutrition, where the porta potties are. The route is, I say, important. We'll talk about that in a minute, and just have that all set in your head. The other thing is, I'm going to say, if you can before race day, if you live here, why not? Go drive the course. Better yet, maybe bike, drive the course, drive the whole course. Why not? But if you want to, I would say hop on a bike part of the course, or better yet, pick a Sunday or a Saturday morning early and run the course, part of the course. You don't have to don't run 42K, but run like say the west end or the east end. Get familiar with both ends. The marathon is some of us will already know it, parts of it. If you've ever run the Hypo Half, the Edmonton Fall Classic, there's a couple other races that take place in the east end of Edmonton. You know Ada Boulevard, you know where Rundle Park is, you know that end pretty well. If not, hop on a bike, ride it. It's the only part of the race that really has a hill. So do that. A lot of us have in past have done, there's a strip mall in West Edmonton. I think it's on 142nd Street. I can't say for sure, maybe 149. It's probably 142nd. And I know there's a TD Bank there. There's a Booster Juice and there's a really neat restaurant. We'd park there and just run the west end of the course, which is pretty close to the turnaround point there. So we could run through George's Crescent and a few of the other crescents, Valley View Drive, figure out where everything is to the Shaw Conference Center and back, or we actually went to the Shaw Conference Center, head for the river, run the river trails backwards a little bit shorter. So you're not doing like 21 plus K. But yeah, just do that for fun. Um, just to get familiar with the course. YouTube, there's actually YouTube videos with the marathon course on it. I think the course is changing a bit this year, but you'll get an idea of the route. Just get used to it, get familiar. One thing you should, I know some guys say they want to be surprised. The one day you don't want to be surprised by the route is know the route. Um, I would say, yeah, and visualization is really good. We'll talk about that in a minute. So at least you know the course, what the course looks like, some of the landmarks on the course, some of the neat areas on the course, some places where you're going to be able to relax and distract yourself on the course. Because come on, riding on a wide road is not the most fun, but going like through George's Crescent, fantastic. Value Drive, I think Summit Drive is in there too. Um, yeah, it's gorgeous. It's nice. You can see the river. You'll be able to see maybe the Horlock Park and the what's going on in there right now. A lot of water stations. A lot of people that man the water stations are runners, people in the community. So they're giving you thumbs up, and that's where the porta potties are. But get used to that. And I'm going to say one thing I think is important too is visualization, getting yourself ready for the race. Kicking back every day, I would say every day into the race, and pick a spot and just sort of see if you can picture it in your mind. But just yeah, just visualize yourself running that course. How does it feel? What feels good? How are you going to feel that distance on the course? Say at the halfway point when you're running, if you're doing the full marathon, you're running past the starting where you started, right? You're doing the east end, run past the starting line to the west end and come back to the finish. And chances are while you're finishing going past the starting line, you're going to see the faster marathoners finishing and the half marathon is starting. But that's sort of cool too. You get to see how fast the fast guys are, which is really neat. Fast people are, sorry, not guys, human beings. But that's sort of neat. So visualize that. Visualize the start. How's that going to feel? Usually the start of the marathon I find is pretty it can be hectic. A lot of people want to start going as fast as they possibly can and then realize, oh, I'm running 41 more K. So take it easy. A lot of guys say start off slow and then back off even more. Better yet, find the pace bunny. Pace bunny for marathon, half, and 10K. I think I don't know if there's half pace bunnies for the 5K, but for the 10K for sure. But the full and the half, they'll have pace bunnies, and usually they're 15 minutes apart, like um 4:15, 3:45, 3:30. There, I think there's even a 3 hour pace bunny. I don't know how that you do 10 and ones with that, but yeah, there's pace bunnies. Usually there's two of them. Sometimes there's one that does continuous, one does 10 and ones. Again, and pace bunnies are really good. There's some, okay, yes, there have been some in the past that maybe not so good, but most pace bunnies know their paces. They're trained, they know their course, they know the course. They'll talk you through. If you're starting to go a little too fast, they'll warn you about that. If you're starting to need help keeping up, they'll talk to you about that. They'll push you to the finish line. So Pace Bunny for sure, or a group of friends that will do the same thing for you. But Pace Bunny, they watch these things like crazy. Other thing I've heard recently that I really like the idea of is instead of you can have pace markers, right? Or the distance markers, 1K, 2K, 5K, whatever. Count backwards, start at 42 and work your way down. So 42, 41, 40, get down to 20, then hey, 18, right? I like that. I do that. I've been doing that for hill repeats. Instead of starting one hill, two hills, three hills, I'm going to do 10 hills, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, right? I'm kidding. I don't do that many hills. But again, I like that idea. So yeah, so know the course, study the course, understand the race day. Find out, they haven't posted yet, but it's pretty soon. I think the people that organize this on the fact page will actually advertise and mention what they're using for hydration and nutrition, of course. It's never gonna, they haven't used Gatorade or Powerade for a while, so I'm gonna guess probably might be something like Goo maybe. There's Noon, there's other things. It'll be something the running room sells. So maybe go in the running room and buy everything they haven't tried. But if you go to the pay, you will have to go to the package pickup, which is at the Shaw Conference Center this year. We're actually having an expo, which is kind of cool. They'll have I mean, I think last year they had a table, so you can test what they have. A little bit too soon before the race day, but you'll get an idea what it. I'm going to say trust it. The trick is a lot of times, I mean, how are you going to carry enough water for 42K, right? By yourself. Yes, you could take a hydration pack, right? And I would say if you've used this for your training, it doesn't hurt, but you're never going to have enough water in there for 42K. I think less is better. The less you have to worry about what you're going to carry during a race is better. And if you are starting to think, where's hydration pack? Where's my camera? Right? Where's my phone? Do I need my phone? No, you don't need your phone. Never need your phone. Do you use music when you run? We'll talk about that in a minute because most races, I haven't looked for sure, but I think the marathon says no personal listening devices. But if you do, are they going to stop you? Unless you're winning the race, nobody cares. But I'm going to say keep the volume down, maybe just one ear. Use the ones that don't go in your ear. Because I hate that point where you run past a runner that is listening to music and they jump 6 feet in the air when they go by. Just yeah, pay attention, enjoy the run, right? It's there's a lot going on. Um, Photographers, people cheering you on, people on the street. It's a fun thing to do. That's why you're doing it, right? But if you've been listening to music all along, I'm not going to say don't. I'm just going to say it's not. I'm not going to advise it. Just in case you happen to be in the top 10. Um, but back to that, yeah, enjoy it. Understand what they're trying to, what the food, nutrition, hydration is going to be like. It's too late to start getting used to it, but it's not going to be radical. And again, it's put together by the people that put on the race. And they think this stuff through. They make sure it's mixed the right consistency. Sometimes it's not. But the other thing I mentioned, like I said before, don't drink the whole glass. If they fill up a whole big glass of it, it's just a sip. Don't go overdo it. Now, other things to worry about. Again, you should have been doing this already, but if you're going to chafe, Body Glide. I used to tell people just run without Body Glide a few times, and eventually you'll find places where you chafe. Usually go in the have a shower, scream, and then that's where you put the Body Glide. Guys, we know where that goes. One thing I never thought about, especially when I was carrying water with me, is right behind my back, middle of my back. But again, you're not going to be carrying water, so whatever. But if you're using a hydration pack, shoulders for sure, right? And because you don't want to chafe. Chafing will make the run that much worse. Oh, I got an ant, flying ant. Cool. Other thing too, un chapeau, sunglasses. A lot of people don't talk about this. Maybe it's a secret, but squinting takes energy, right? So yeah, sunglasses would be cool. I I'm not wearing mine because mine aren't prescription, but yeah, sunglasses, cap. Try to keep cool. Hope there's mist stations if it's really hot to mist. You can always fill your cap with water, a water station, and put that back in your head. That should cool you down. And this, I'm really guilty of not using sunscreen, but I'm going to say if it's going to be like this, 30, and watch the temperature guide, listen to Josh Clausen on CTV, whatever, find out what the weather's going to be like because it's August, which is typically the hottest month in the year for us, and that day of the marathon, usually the hottest day. At one time, we had the marathon in the evening on the hottest day, hottest time of the day. And some of us remember how well that went. And yeah, there were tents, they looked like MASH units. So yeah, so be prepared for the heat. Again, if you're depends what time you're starting. If you're planning on a 6 hour marathon, you're starting early, so you may miss a lot of the heat. And even with the marathon, I think you start early too, 8 o'clock or so. I'd have to look at I'll do that in a minute. But yeah, figure that out, the starting time, when you have to be there. Give yourself plenty of time. If you're driving, give you plenty of time to get to the race and have time to relax before the race. If you're just getting out of your car running and then running, not such a good thing. So make sure you have lots of time. Plan for sure. Go to the expo. I'm going to say do the package pickup early. If you can do Thursday or Friday, don't rush down there Saturday. Saturday's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy anyhow. This year it's the mass. It's I forget what it is. Is it the Masters? It's Canadian Championships for the half marathon. So there's gonna be a lot of people, a lot more people than usual. This is probably gonna be one of the biggest half marathons for sure. But the weekend with lots of people, I would say, yeah, get stuff done early. Expect there to be a lot of people, long lineups. So the sooner you get there, the better. Go to the fact page, learn what you have to pick up your package. You can actually have somebody else pick it up for you, but they have to have a whole bunch of things with them, like ID and stuff, and permission for them to pick it up. So do that. Um, yeah, plan everything and get it done now. Plan the plan now. I'll talk a bit about hydration stuff next time and what to do. I already did, but we'll talk about that later. But yeah, it's marathon, 17 days. You should have this all set. Um, what else was I going to talk about? Yeah, try different hydration. I talked about that. Course, talked about that. Bike the course. And yeah, don't miss any training sessions between now and then. You probably have your training plan set and planned. I think you're done hills. So speed training, do you have to do speed training? Sure, why not? But figure out what type of speed training you want to do. Do you want to do fartleks? Do you want to do intervals? Do you want to actually go to the track and run 400 meters and 800 meters? Do you want to do the Yasu 800-meter thing? I see. It depends where you are. If you're planning to qualify for Boston, yes, I would do speed training for sure. If you want to finish upright and standing and smiling, do fartleks, do intervals. It's better do it with friends. It's easier than trying to use your watch. And yeah, and other than that, get ready for fun and enjoy the marathon. Again, it took me a long while to figure this out, but I actually like the second half of the marathon more than the first. My first few, I didn't realize that, and the second half sort of sucked. But I especially Victoria. Victoria was great. And I think Edmonton's going to have has the same feeling to it. Is you get to that second half, and you know you're on that second half, right? You've got past the start finish line. You're coming back, and as you come back, there's still people coming the other way. You'll see some of the 10K guys going still probably, and other marathoners as well, possibly when you're doing the half. When you're doing the full, you're going to see all of us. But it's kind of cool. It's you're getting closer and closer. You're done 10K one, you're coming back 10K. So 10, 9, 8, 7, and then you hit like 10K. I can do 10K. I can do 5K, right? It's neat. It's a good feeling. And yes, you're gonna feel sore. Don't do what we used to do with Advil or Tylenol. At one time, marathoners used to carry pills with them. And then at some point we found out that, well, we could be trashing our kidneys. So don't do that. Water is important, hydration is important. That's not so much. Yes, you're probably going to hurt. Even if you've trained perfectly, you're going to feel the pain at some point. But just keep moving. Just keep moving. Keep doing your 10 and ones. If you have to slow down, again, if it's like this, expect that. I ran yesterday. It was like felt like plus 31. And it's only a 5K, but oh man, I still feel it today. That's why I'm drinking water. I actually put sugar in my tea for the first time ever. And yes, this is tea, not wine. There's steam coming off it. But yeah, so that's that. So yeah, so I'm gonna commit to being at Run Club on Sunday. People are hopefully are watching this. Sunday, I will be there at 8:30. I'm just doing like 8K, but I'll be there. Yeah, and keep up with the training and keep up with and I would ask people, talk to people too. And I would also suggest if it does get too hot, service place indoors, air conditioning, there'll be a lot of people there. But enjoy the package pickup as well. Um, don't spend hours and hours there, but that'll give you an opportunity, first of all, to find a place to park where you're going to park on race day, which you should have already figured out, but just in case. Other runners will be there, people you haven't seen forever, people you've trained with, people you haven't trained with, people from other stores, people you've seen run on the trails and stuff. So yeah, package pick the expo is actually kind of cool having it back. And also parking will be a lot better than 109th Street. Just saying. And yeah, so we'll talk Sunday. Have fun. Oh yeah, to those of you that are doing death race this weekend, this at the top of Mount Hamel. Just saying. I don't know if I've got this on here or not. Just let me check. Share. Um there. Um share. Let's see. I think I got the picture up here somewhere. I just have to look for it. Um let's see if I do. No, this. No, I gotta do this. This may take a while. That shouldn't. There. Why is this doing this? There we go. Come on, open. There you go. Top of Mount Hamel. I think that's land two. It was plus the 30 something on the ground at the sea level, I guess, or whatever sea level is in Grand Cache, and that's at the top. So yeah, look forward to a lot of heat. I wonder if I got the map on here somewhere. Just a second. There you go. There's the Edmonton Marathon map. Yeah, the whole thing. Anyhow, so if you're planning on, make sure you check this out. And again, most of you guys have run like the Hypo Half or the Fall Classic. You know the area between here and probably maybe even Rundle Heights. So yeah, familiar. A lot of us run this part too, the West End. But again, pick one side that you want to run more or bike more. Check it out. I don't have the water stations on here, but they'll tell you where. If you go to their online site, you'll find it. Right on. So yeah, we'll talk Sunday. I'll try to be there early. Um, Enjoy the heat.